Hi there traders and welcome to Elite Trade Skills. Now this will be the first of a three-part video series that I've put together on my favourite indicators and what I like to use. So part one will be on exponential moving averages, and for reference that will be the 20 and the 50 we'll be discussing. So you'll see that in just a moment on the other side of the video. Part two will be on stochastics and how I use them as a pressure gauge between buyers and sellers. And part three will be obviously on MACD and how I use that as momentum. So if you sit back, relax and enjoy the video, and we'll speak to you again on the flip side. What I want to run through with you now is a quick video. It's going to be split into three parts on my three favorite indicators. So you would guess by looking at the charts there. We've got our first indicator we're going to look at is the exponential moving averages. So that's a 20 and a 50 EMAs. The second part, I'm going to focus in on the stochastics and how I utilize the stochastics. Now, I don't use them in the traditional manner between overbought and oversold, but I use it more as a pressure gauge, which I'll describe a bit later on. Now, the third part is MACD and how I utilize MACD. So that's just the stock standard 12, 26, and 9. Now, the aim for me is to trade with momentum, whether it's up or down. I don't mind being short or being long, but I'm ideally always trying to trade with momentum and get on the right side with my entries as well. So the less time I spend in the market, the better. So if I can get into the market when it's starting to rise for a long or starting to fall for a short, that's the prime setup for me. So the EMAs, which we'll describe first, I'm just trying to get on the right side of the market. So if I'm trying to short, if I think I might be shorting off resistance, I'm trying to sell from below the EMAs. So I might be looking at my first pullback, like in this situation, first pullback to EMAs, and then I'm looking for an opportunity to get short, depending on your entry criteria, but I'm looking to get short below. And if I'm trying to go long, if my bias is up for spot gold, for example, what we got here, if I'm biased up, I'm looking to buy off the EMAs. So I want to be on the top side or above the EMAs. Okay, so if we go from left to right on the spot gold here, you can see the market was chopping around and the market started to roll over. So if I take one step back, the way I would structure my trades firstly is through price action. Always first and foremost is price action for me. If I'm biased up, I want to be biased up off a support zone. I'm trying to buy off a support zone. I'm going to be biased up. So ideally I want to buy when the market is above the EMAs, when I buy the first pullback, get in nice and early and see how far that market can expand, and just flip it over in reverse for the short side. So initially, if I was biased long on this stock, I'm looking for a long side. Like I said, I want to be buying above the EMAs. Now what we saw is this market tip over, action was below, it pressed down, and then it started to contract or started to be consolidate sideways. Now what we saw then from about this point onwards, the market popped back above the EMA, so that's prime for me. So I know I might be in the right spot. I'm coming off a support zone. And the first thing I want to look for is that first pullback and how price reacts or how buyers react to that first pullback. So what you can see, market went sideways and it started to get bought up off the EMAs, up off the EMAs. So if we structure a trade somewhere around this spot, I know it's hindsight, but somewhere in this spot there, we've got our contraction in price. You can see by the smaller body candles. We've got a nice little support zone there. So we might just buy on a bit of a break out of that contraction zone and with our stop just below. So we know where our risk is exactly. We're buying on the rise. We're buying, like I said, with momentum off the EMAs, and we're looking to take full advantage of that expansion higher. Okay, so that's all we're trying to do. Every market goes from expansion, when you're trying to go with momentum, to contraction, maybe a pullback. Then it goes back into expansion and a pullback until it runs out of steam. And ultimately you go into a longer term pullback or contraction. So we're just trying to take advantage of any expansion we have in the market and buy into expansion or sell into expansion on the downside, like I said. So that was a nice little entry opportunity there. You can see the market expanded. Then it ran out of steam in the short term anyway. Come back to the EMA. So if we miss this first entry, we'd be looking for a secondary entry off the EMAs again. So you can see that pretty much played out a bit later on. Back here, we can see contraction. Prices holding minor lower highs, but again, it's sitting right on top of the EMA, so that's perfectly. So we wanted to see when it goes from contraction here back into expansion. So we might take it on the second candle with our risk below. So we know where our entry is, we know exactly where our risk is, and we're taking advantage of that momentum again when the momentum starts to lift and when buyers start to stack up and start to jump back into the market, chasing price higher. Okay, and you can see it pressed higher, consolidated sideways back to the EMAs. You're buying it off the EMAs, so you just rinse and repeat that type of price action. As long as the bulk of the price action, or you're buying off the EMA. So once it starts to run out of steam, you might see a bit later on, the market ran out of steam here. We pulled back the EMAs, we started to lift, but we failed for a second time. So about that stage there, you could probably expect a longer term pullback or a longer term contraction. So you might want to be out reassessing altogether, or you could potentially flip short. Okay, the market's pulled back, gone straight back down below the EMAs, pull back to the EMAs, started to hold, and then you're looking for a sell off those EMAs. So that's about it. That's about how we implement the exponential moving averages. Like I said, we're trying to stay on the right side of momentum, whether it's up or down, and keep that trade intact so we continue to buy off the EMAs or sell off the EMAs. All right, so the next video, we'll take a look at stochastics and we'll try to piece those two bits of the puzzles together. And then the third one, like I said, we'll add in the MACD and how we utilize those two, stochastics and the MACD, for our momentum. Well, we hope you enjoyed that, traders, and thanks very much for listening. Remember, if you did like our video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content and sign up to the website to get access to all our premium videos for free. Speak to you again soon.